What is the weirdest thing foreign tourists have seen in America that Americans don't realize is weird? Legal drinking age at 21, it's really weird. Especially at age 18, people consider you as an adult. You can star in a porno at 18, fight in a war, and own a house. But having a beer is out of the question. So stupid. Your like and subscription will really help my channel. Flags everywhere. It's not as if you're likely to forget where you are. In Germany, "How are you?" is an actual question, and you generally only ask it if you know the other person. It was super hard to explain to my mom that the answer is always, "Fine, thank you," and that cashiers don't really care about how you actually feel when we visited the US in 2008. It's strange, even when you are with a close friend, and the conversation is going to be about how you are in fact not fine. It starts as, "How are you?" "Fine, thanks." The tipping. It is so weird that it's a requirement instead of a reward for great service. Clearly, the fact that there are people to put your groceries in a bag for you. I've never been so stressed and uncomfortable that while I was watching this young girl taking care of my groceries. I went to Germany and was shocked that the cashiers are seated. They all stand here in the US, which is unfortunate. There's no real reason for it. The concept of pharmaceutical advertisements. Your doctor is supposed to recommend drugs to you, not the other way around. The bottom of the toilet cubicle door is higher than a limbo bar. I want to shit in peace. As an American, it bothers me too. Fancier restaurants have low doors, which should be standard. You don't put tax on your prices. Why? The amount of times I counted it, the exact amount it said something would cost, only to get to the register and get told that it's actually more. This was the most annoying thing for me. Go to a restaurant, order a $12 meal that actually ends up costing $20 because of secret taxes and tips. Canuck here. Ads on TV for medication, ads for hospitals, billboard ads for lawyers. Complimenting strangers. When I visited the US, I went to an amusement park and a girl complimented my glasses. And that was my first time getting complimented. And at the same amusement park, a senior lady complimented my dad for having a beautiful family and a handsome son. Haha, me. I was really happy that day. Hawaiian here, but I never noticed that we didn't have billboards until I moved out of Hawaii. Turns out they're illegal, so that's weird. It's awesome, because I get unobstructed views, but still weird. The amount of commercial breaks in a TV show. I find American TV to be unwatchable, honestly. The cycle just breaks my brain. 3 minutes content, 1 minute cliffhanger, 2 minutes advertisement, 1 minute recap, rinse and repeat. After a while, my brain just begins to boil. That there are a lot of squirrels. Here used to be more. There was a war on squirrels back in the late 1800s or early 1900s, where they were such a pest we tried to eradicate them through various methods. Even children exterminated them. Some European told me that it's crazy how restaurants are loud and busy and how people eat quick and leave. For him, it was normal to sit around and talk for an hour or more after eating in a restaurant. I'm gonna guess that this plays into the idea of tipping being required. The more people that a waitress can get in a seat, the more money she and the owner can make. Your toilets are full of water. In Australia, the water is much lower. No wonder you complain about splashes on your bum. Neon signs for a funeral home will always stand out. Free refills. Went to a restaurant with my dad, both German, and all of a sudden, the waiter took away my drink with another perfectly good sip in it, and I must have looked pretty shocked. It was only then when my dad explained to me that you guys have free refills. Portion size. Saw a kid drinking a pop the size of his head. How far apart everything is, and how little is within walking distance. Location dependent, but I moved to a suburb in the Midwest as a kid, and everything was so far away, without access to a car, and without reliable public transportation. It was pretty much impossible to get to a friend's house, or go anywhere fun as a kid without relying on parents for a ride. Canadian here, I was blown away by how weirdly social people are with strangers. Like some random guy I've never seen before just starts telling me his life story on the street. He is super normal and doesn't seem crazy, just wants to talk to me for some reason. Where I live, I generally assume that a stranger talking to me for no reason is either crazy or high. Everything's so big, from the Supercenter Walmart store to food portions, the parking lot, pickup trucks, house, cup of coffee, airport, even the people. For me, as British bloke who only traveled for 6 weeks in the US, you advertise not businesses, but personalities a lot. So it's not that KGH estate agents will well your property, but Mary Houghton will personally sell your house with a big picture of her face. Your public transport is largely poor, but everything is built for cars and your cars are big. Where homelessness is visible, it's bloody awful. San Francisco was horrible for this. My wife and I tried to help them as much as possible. Random people will talk to you. I'm a Londoner, so it is different up north in the UK, but especially when I got to the southern states, people were so happy to talk to random strangers. So much sugar in the food, including bread, according to my Scottish friend. She said our bread is sweet and bread shouldn't be that way. It opened my eyes. I live in the south, and one time I was hanging out with a friend smoking by a lake in early summer. He was Egyptian and had just moved here over the winter. All of a sudden, he freaked out, saying he was seeing weird lights in the trees. I thought he was too high or something before I realized he meant the lightning bugs. He'd never seen them and didn't know what they were, so I started catching them, and he was mind blown that they were just a normal seasonal thing. Your like and subscription will really help my channel.